in which compound is obsolete. In place of compound, we use term comminuted fracture, means fracture in a bones get fractured into the multiple pieces. Two or more bony fragments have separated then they are called as comminuted fracture. Fracture when separating the bone only into the two fragments. This is comminuted fracture where the bone gets fractured into the pieces, and this is no piece, only the two part, distal and the proximal part. So this is comminuted, this is non-comminuted fracture. This is avulsion fracture. Avulsion when the part of a bone, distal part of bone get separated from its proximal part. And why it is separated? Because of the shear pressure of some tendon or ligament of muscle. So tearing away a portion of the bone by forceful muscular or ligamentous or tendinous pulling. It is common in young athletes because of excessive stretching. These are the various sites of the avulsion fracture. So a young player coming to you when you are orthopedician and there is history of trauma, and he or she point out the site of injury to his or her pelvic bones, then you must always remember that it likely be a avulsion fracture. These are again the site of avulsion fracture: Bankard's fracture, Hill-Sachs fracture. Then this is the impaction fracture. Impaction. This is Cooley's fracture. Cooley's fracture. Do you know about Cooley's fracture? No. Okay, we will read it one by one. So Cooley's fracture, it is a name. बहुत सारे ऐसे फ्रैक्चर पढ़ेंगे जिनके नाम दिए हुए हैं और वो नाम प्री पीजी में पूछते हैं. Cooley's fracture सिंपल क्वेश्चन रहेगा. 4 ऑप्शन रहेंगे. Distal end of radius with posterior dislocation, distal end of ulna with posterior dislocation, distal end of radius with volar dislocation, or distal end of ulna with volar dislocation. So Cooley's fracture is the distal end of which bone is this? Radius. Distal end of radius and with posterior dislocation of the distal part. So it is confirmed on lateral X-ray. So what is the most common cause of Cooley's fracture? Fall on straight hand, stretched out fall on hands. It is common in the postmenopausal female because of osteoporosis. They fall in bathroom over their hand and Cooley's fracture gets. These are the kind of depressed fracture where the part of bone get depressed inside its another conjoined part. Inward bulging of the outer bone surface. Two characteristic sites are the tibial plateau. This is the tibia bone and it is tibial plateau, so depressed lateral condyle fracture. And another is the frontal bone because of the excessive high speed trauma. Then compression fracture. Here the part of vertebra get compressed in between these upper and lower vertebrae. So this is the compression fracture or impaction fracture. Incomplete fracture when broken on only one side of the bone, means only one cortex. So it is unicortical fracture and it leaves a buckling or bending of the bone. So let's see the name and the. So first type is the green stick fracture. You oftenly heard this term in your pre-PG exam, green stick fracture. Torus fracture, which is buckling fracture. In torus there is no bending. In green stick there is bending. This is the green stick fracture. You can see the bending. It is unicortical fracture only on the lateral side of the radius and the ulna and with bending. So it is green stick fracture. It occurs in infants and children under the age of 10 years. The bone bends, applying tension to the convex side, producing a transverse fracture with the concave side remaining intact. And this is the torus fracture, buckling. There is no bending. So it is the torus fracture, buckling fracture. A bone is radius and distal end of distal 1/3 part of the radius The difference between green stick and torus is only bending. Bending seen in green stick, while buckling, only buckling seen in the torus fracture. Now coming to another nomenclature of the fracture is the chip fracture, corner fracture, chip corner fracture. This is a form of eversion fracture again, but as it is a kind of a chip, a small chip like your SD card, so it is known as chip fracture. Pathological fracture, you can see the bone is osteoporous, low density bone is there, and the total subluxation, so total dislocation of the proximal part over the distal part. This is pathological fracture. This is again pathological fracture. Why it is pathological? Anyone? See, there is a lucency noted over the distal end of the radius. There is a permeative lesion noted over the proximal end of the humerus. So there is underlying tumor and it gets fractured. What is this? Anyone? Which tumor it is? लिखा हुआ है नाम. Aneurysmal bone cyst. It is the cyst. It is the bony cyst. And the most common site of aneurysmal bony cyst. Bone tumors पढ़े आपने? नहीं पढ़े. Bone tumor अभी तक कोई नहीं पढ़ा. What is the most common site of aneurysmal bone cyst? Let me give you the option: epiphysis, metaphysis, diaphysis. So it is the metaphyseal tumor. It occurs in the metaphysis of the bone, and here it is the metastatic tumor, metastasis of renal cell carcinoma, leading to pathological fracture. And here another permeative lesion, pathological fracture of the humor. Likely, I think this is metastatic once again. And this is the osteoporotic fracture. Can you see the very thinned out translucent bone? So it is osteoporotic fracture of the ulna. Coming to the stress fracture. Stress fracture image. These are the stress fracture. Because of the repeated running, repeated jogging, the part of the second metatarsal get infected and leading to the stress fracture. These are the multiple stress fracture. Spondylolysis of L5 vertebrae. You can't appreciate it because it is very small image. Now coming to another fracture, pseudo fractures. They are not actually the fracture. They are the osteoporotic fibers line seen in the case of osteomalacia. Various conditions in which pseudo fractures are seen: Paget disease, osteomalacia, rickets, fibrous dysplasia. Coming to the fracture orientation, but before, once again we revise quickly the previous slides. When you are writing report of the fracture, please use all these terms. Very lucrative and fancy, and you will be considered as a good radiologist. First term is what? Closed fracture. Second term is open fracture. Third term is comminuted fracture. So instead of using closed and open, use the comminuted word or non-comminuted. It is better to use comminuted or non-comminuted. Second term, you have to use displace either or non-displace, undisplaced. So undisplaced or displaced. So how will you report this fracture? You should write this is the non-comminuted undisplaced fracture of the femoral upper femoral part. Or better to write the intertrochanteric fracture. So this is the greater trochanter, lesser trochanter. So you have to write like this: non-comminuted, undisplaced, intertrochanteric, left intertrochanteric fracture, femoral fracture seen. So it is very wise report when you write like this. This is avulsion fracture. Another term, avulsion fracture. To write impaction fracture. Next, depressed fracture. When some bones get depressed inside its parenchymal part. Then compression fracture. Compression always used in the part of vertebrae. Then incomplete fracture, where you will write what? Green stick or torus fracture. So this is the green stick fracture when bending is seen. Bending is not seen. This is the chip fracture, a very micro fracture. Pathological fracture. Use word pathological fracture when you see the underlying etiology like bone tumor, osteoporosis, metastasis. And stress fracture. And basically you don't write stress fracture on the simple X-ray because it is the MRI finding very oftenly. I don't know what is occult fracture and I don't want to know also this. Bone bruise, it is again the MRI finding, don't write on X-ray. Pseudo fractures, very often, very rarely you will see this because it is the condition like Paget disease, osteomalacia rickets and fibrous dysplasia are the underlying condition. Next, coming to the some few words for the report writing of the fractures. This is transverse fracture, this is oblique fracture, and this is the spiral fracture. When you take the X-ray of the femur of an RTA patient, you will get all this kind of picture, and you will very happy when you will see this kinds of picture and you will correlate with these words. You are happy that I am diagnosed something very new: transverse fracture, oblique fracture, spiral fracture. Then special relationship of fractures like alignment. So in alignment, what is apposition? Means कि वो अपनी जगह पे जुड़ा हुआ है अभी भी. So there is good apposition or partial apposition or distraction. Let's see the few images. These are the angulated. Can you see the bone? This is angulated. It is not displaced. It is only angulated. How can you write this? First, non-comminuted. Second thing, undisplaced, but undisplaced meanwhile it is angulated also. So non-comminuted, undisplaced, angulated fracture of the shaft of femur. Okay, this is displaced. So again non-comminuted, displaced fracture of the shaft of femur. This is angulated means what? It makes one angle here. The angle is totally disrupted. Here the angle. They are corresponding to the same line. No? Here they are not corresponding to the same line, so it is angulated and displaced. Then coming to the word subluxation and dislocation. So this is the dislocation. Subluxation means what? Partial loss of contact between the usual articular surface. यहाँ पे अभी भी जो contact है वो थोड़ा बचा हुआ है, so that's why it is subluxation. Here the contact is totally lost. It is This is the subluxation part. Sorry, this is diastasis. What is diastasis? Diastasis is the displacement of frank separation of a slightly movable joint. When you see the dislocation or subluxation in the joint part, use the word diastasis. Then chondral fracture fragment may consist of cartilage only, and osteochondral fracture when cartilage and underlying bone. This is the osteochondral defect where the cartilage and bone both are seen. This is the osteochondral fracture MRI. This is a Salter-Harris classification for epiphyseal fracture. You will read it in orthopedics very deeply. So only remember the name. You have to read Salter-Harris in orthopedics. Stages of fracture healing, not important for you. Always remember there are the four to five stages. One is tissue destruction and hematoma formation. First thing is the hematoma formation. Second thing is inflammation and cellular proliferation. Third is the callus formation. Fourth is the stage of consolidation, and fifth is the stage of remodeling. A snapshot of this image because it is oftenly asked in your pre-PG question that hematoma form on the first week, after first week. Is it right statement or wrong? It is wrong statement. Hematoma formed on the first day of the fracture healing. Then 3 day to 1 week inflammation is there. 1 to 3 weeks soft callus is formed. 3 to 6 weeks hard callus, and after 8 weeks remodeling is seen. Now complications of fracture: arterial injury, compartment syndrome. Compartment पता है? Case gangrene, Clostridium difficile, fat embolism syndrome, very dangerous. It is very life threatening. Although all are life threatening, but I personally seen in my known person fat embolism. He admitted in the ICU for 1 month. In case of he has got fracture femur, shaft of femur, and after he is very okay, he's very okay for the first 2 days after fracture. Thereafter he got unconscious and he comatose. Why? Because of the fat embolism into his brain parenchyma directly. And when MRI occurred, I saw a fat embolism shower, a small punctate shower over the brain parenchyma, and he got comatose for the 1 month, about 1 month, only because of fracture of shaft of femur. Intermediate complications, osteomyelitis, it is very notorious, very notorious. एक बार हो गया तो हो गया, फिर वो भगवान चाहेंगे तभी ठीक होगा. Let's see the image of osteomyelitis. Irregularity of the bone, very hazy bone, very dirty bone is there. Irregular formation. Can you see this small pit? It is the sinus for the opening. This is the example of hardware failure of the fracture. This is the ball and socket. Normal ball differ from the socket, and here the broken stem. These are the broken screw. So describing a fracture, find the fracture, whether it is fracture or the normal part of the bone. Second, what type of fracture. Use all these words which I taught you today कि comminuted है, non-comminuted है, displaced है, angulated है, chip fracture तो नहीं है, avulsion fracture तो नहीं है, compression fracture तो नहीं है. Use all these words. What bone and where? It means ulna है, radius है, second metatarsal है, skull है, frontal है, कहाँ है? Then is it displaced, and is the joint involved? When joint is involved, you have to write with accompanied joint correction with accompanied hemarthrosis. Is there another fracture? Write another fracture along with that fracture. So this is how to write the report. Transverse fracture of the mid to distal third of the right tibia. This is the right tibia. And transverse fracture, can you see transverse fracture mid to distal? So this is the mid part and this is distal part. So mid to distal third of the right tibia. No significant angulation. There is no angulation, but ventral and lateral dislocation is there. It means when you see the multiple views, you will see there it is anteriorly and laterally dislocated. How will you write this? This is a spinal fracture of the distal third of the left tibia. This is left tibia, this is distal third part, and this is the spiral fracture. This is a spiral fracture. So spiral fracture of the distal third of the left tibia. Mild varus angulation. Varus means towards the midline and valgus means away from the midline. So mild varus angulation, हल्का सा जो है towards midline angulate किया है. ये पार्ट. तो एंगुलेशन इज ऑलवेज वेरस और वेलगस हमेशा जो है प्रॉक्सिमल के एस्पेक्ट में बोलना चाहिए. तो ये पार्ट प्रॉक्सिमल है और ये जो है ये मिड लाइन की तरफ एंगुलेट किया है. वाई इट इज मिड लाइन? बिकॉज दिस इज फिबुला एंड दिस इज लैटरल ऑलवेज. है ना. So this is varus. So mild varus angulation with lateral dislocation of the distal part and angulation, and the fracture does not extend to the joint surface. ये fracture यहीं तक रुक गया, यहाँ तक नहीं. इसमें फ्रैक्चर कहाँ पर है? एनीवन? ये फ्रैक्चर है. बकलिंग आइलियस है. बकलिंग मीन्स टोरस फ्रैक्चर. So buccal fracture of the left distal radius with no significant displacement. This is buccal fracture. So today is Teachers' Day. Thanks to Sir William Conrad Donjon. He is universal teacher of radiologist. Let's see some names of the fracture. Please tell me what is Galeazzi fracture? Connected है कि नहीं? अब मेरा चेहरा देखता हूँ ऐसा कुछ करके देखते हैं.